Hello and welcome to another video. So I'm making this video about the Seismic Trapper, the follow-up video. It's going to be the last video about it since I'm basically selling off the build. So I wanted to also include the POB for people following my profile. Now originally I wasn't planning to sell this build since I basically haven't really bossed for the past 2 or 3 days in the league now. I've already rolled my next build. But the reason I'm selling it was because I'm not really planning to boss anymore this league. I've done way too much of it, so I'm kind of burnt out of it. And originally I wanted to keep the build since it's just such a good and reliable character. It's definitely my best league starter yet. But I have quite a bit of money in it, and if I'm not going to use it, it feels like a waste to just leave it there. I'd rather spend the money on a different build. Now the difference between this build and most of my league starters is the fact that this one actually is tanky. So I've been farming the Feared on it as shortly as day 2 in the league. I think on my first Feared it was white. And with a couple more upgrades I started doing them corrupted even. Most of the time I'm running them 100 plus quant. I've run over 100 fears. I've only bricked one, and that was mainly because of texture bugs. The boss attacks weren't loading in, so Azir's Flame Bass just kept killing me and up ripping the run. But other than that, I've not bricked a single run. I've also been selling the challenge of doing Maven, which in the fear releases all bosses at once. I've sold it to like maybe 5-6 people or something, and with like 3 extra pops, so it's really good money to sell challenges as well. Anything else, I've done the Hidden, the Fear, the Forgotten, all those I've easily been selling to people. Even on 2 man HP I can still insta-kill the bosses, and it's pretty insane how much damage this build has. And on top of that, the defensive aspect, now the damage, it reminds me of Pyroclast Miner back on the days with Tremorod, where you would just one-shot every boss. But on top of that, the way I've built this character is also pretty tanky. So it has 6k life and 1k energy shield, and with the new ghost shot changes you actually have sustain for your energy shield as well. On top of that we have about 60% chance to evade attacks, which is without the flask. With the flask we're capped. Without the flask, this is because we're running Grace and we have evasion all our gear. On top of that we have 100% spell suppression with 50% spell damage suppressed, so basically we take a little less than half damage from spells. Of course our resistors are capped, not even over capped because I have really good gear. And we have positive chaos res, we have about 20% chaos res. On top of that we also have 2 minimum endurance charges, so the defensive aspect is definitely really good. Now that being said, the only place I do die is the Feared. Now most of my runs I would average 2 or 3 portals, I would say. And this is because I'm obviously running them corrupted, usually with 110, 120 quant, so it can get pretty rippy. That being said, if you just want to run them white, I can easily do that deathless, and you just insta-kill the bosses pretty much, and even if you do get hit, they don't damage you that much. So it's a very reliable build if you want to go for it. Now I'm just going to leave the POB in the description, and you can see the rest of the video. This is run. I think the Feared I'm showing is like 119 quant. I think it had a couple deaths in it, but you will see that in the end of the video. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. If you want to roll this build, I would definitely suggest it. Mind you that my gear, it's pretty good at this point. I stopped making upgrades on like Tuesday or Wednesday, but it is really good gear. Now, mind you, you can definitely do everything on a much lower budget. As seen of my video I think I made on Sunday, which was day 2 of the league, and I killed the Feared already. The reason I upgraded my gear was because one, I do enjoy just putting money into my build and upgrading it. I don't just endlessly farm currency at the start of the league anymore. So I like doing the upgrades. 2, I also started selling challenges and services. And when I do that, I just want to make sure that I don't break someone else's run. So I got better gear just to guarantee that I will never fail a challenge or a run of someone. And that's pretty much just it. Also, don't be scared to invest early in your builds. A lot of gear does retain value, especially if it's rare gear, a Watcher's Eye, a really good crafted amulet or something like that, like I have. Stuff like that, even if you buy it early, it usually only goes up in value, so don't be too scared. The only things that really lose value is something like unique, so like cold iron points, but at the end of the day, it's only maybe like an X or 2 lost on them, which with the rest of the gear you usually make back anyway. So with that being said, have fun. Hope you guys are enjoying the league, because I am, and see you next time.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball, and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within, oh. I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame, oh. Do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying.